The Global Consensus Value (GCV) movement is preparing for its third international conference, and this isn't just another gathering. It's a strategic rallying point for pioneers across the world. With PiCoin's market performance under scrutiny and the long-awaited open mainnet still pending full activation, the timing of this event couldn't be more critical. The message is clear. Unity, education, and long-term commitment are the keys to securing Pi's future. At the center of this movement stands Doris Yin-Pi, a leading voice reminding pioneers that the journey isn't just about waiting, it's about building, believing, and shaping the future of decentralized finance. The GCV community is stepping forward to show the world that pioneers are not only ready, but determined to create real change. But here's what everyone's asking right now. Is Pi Network finally ready to launch its full open mainnet? What does the third global GCV conference mean for the value of your Pi coins? And the biggest question of them all, could Pi Network actually become the people's cryptocurrency that redefines how humanity thinks about money? Whether you're a Pi pioneer who has been mining for years, an investor watching from the sidelines, or simply curious about what's happening with one of the largest crypto communities in the world, you're in the right place. Because this conference could be more than just another event. It could be the turning point the community has been waiting for. Let's now greet and welcome PI pioneers from every continent on this beautiful planet. Whether you're watching from bustling cities in the United States, the vibrant markets of India, the growing economies of Nigeria, the innovative landscapes of the Philippines, or anywhere else in our incredible global Pi family, this moment belongs to all of us together. Right now, I want to see the true power of our worldwide Pi Network community. Drop a comment saying Pi Network to the moon, followed by your country name, to paint this comment section with the colors of every nation on Earth, and don't forget to smash subscribe button and ring notification if you haven't already, so you never miss an update. So, what exactly is this third global GCV conference, and why is everyone talking about it? The Global Consensus Value movement, led by community figure Doris Yin-Pi, is organizing its third international conference. But here's what makes this different from regular crypto meetups. This isn't just about networking or celebrating. This is being positioned as a strategic moment, a rallying point for Pi Network's global community to show they're ready for the next big step. The conference has one clear mission: to prove that Pi pioneers around the world are united, educated, and prepared for the full activation of the open mainnet. Think of it as the community saying, "We're ready." Let's do this. Now, you might be asking, what's the big deal about community readiness? Well, here's where Pi Network is unique. Unlike traditional cryptocurrencies that launch when the technology is ready, Pi Network has always emphasized that the community itself is part of the equation. The pioneers, the developers, the merchants, and the entire ecosystem need to mature together. The conference will feature strategic discussions, showcase real-world applications where Pi is being used, and bring together pioneers from different countries to share their experiences. It's about education, unity, and demonstrating to the world that this isn't just another crypto project, it's a global movement. Doris Yin-Pi describes the goal beautifully. She says this conference aims to ignite a signal across the world that pioneers are not just waiting passively, but actively building and preparing for what comes next. Now, let's talk about something that's both inspiring and controversial. The Global Consensus Value, or GCV. The GCV movement advocates for a value of $314,159 per PiCoin. Yes, you heard that right. And if you're thinking, wait, that sounds like the number pi, you're absolutely correct. This figure is symbolically connected to the mathematical constant pi, which is 3.14159. But before you get too excited or dismiss it completely, let's understand what this really means. The GCV isn't an official price set by exchanges or the Pi core team. Instead, it's a philosophical benchmark, a vision of what Pi could be worth if valued based on the contributions and work of its community rather than speculation and trading. Supporters of GCV make a powerful argument. They say that traditional cryptocurrencies are often valued by wealthy investors who buy in early and manipulate prices. Pi Network is different. It's earned through daily engagement, through building applications, through creating value in the ecosystem. So, shouldn't its value reflect that human contribution rather than just market speculation? This is what makes Pi Network unique. While Bitcoin and Ethereum were mined by people with expensive equipment, Pi is mined by everyday people using their phones. It's truly accessible to everyone, everywhere. However, let's be realistic for a moment. The current trading price of PiCoin is between 44 cents and 63 cents. That's a massive difference from the GCV target. The conference organizers understand this gap. Their focus isn't on reaching that number tomorrow. Instead, it's about building the foundation, the utility, and the adoption that could make Pi genuinely valuable over time. The GCV represents a dream, a North Star. Whether it's achievable or not, it keeps the community focused on building something meaningful rather than just watching price charts every day. Here's where things get really interesting. Let's talk about the open mainnet and what's actually happening behind the scenes. Pi Network technically launched its open mainnet in February 2025. But here's the key detail: full activation is still pending. Why? Because the Pi core team has set specific conditions that need to be met first. Think of it like building a bridge. The structure might be complete, but you don't open it to traffic until you've tested every component, until you're sure it can handle the load, and until the roads leading to it are ready. That's where Pi Network is right now. Doris Yin P has been very clear about this. She says that technical progress alone isn't enough. If pioneers behave short-sightedly, selling immediately, or not supporting the ecosystem, the open mainnet timeline becomes uncertain. But if pioneers rise together, if they show commitment to long-term value creation, the full activation becomes inevitable. This is actually a smart approach when you think about it. Many cryptocurrency projects launch too early, without proper preparation, and they fail quickly. Pi Network is taking its time to get things right. According to conference organizers, an independent auditor has confirmed that real technical progress is being made on the open mainnet code. This is encouraging news. It means that behind the scenes, developers are working, testing, and preparing for full deployment. But technology is only part of the equation. The other part is ecosystem readiness. This means having enough applications where people can use Pi, enough merchants accepting it, enough developers building on the platform, and enough pioneers who understand how to use it responsibly. The third GCV conference is designed to address exactly these points. It's about showing that the community is mature, educated, and ready for the responsibility that comes with a fully functional cryptocurrency. Let's get practical for a moment. What can you actually do with Pi right now, and what's being built for the future? This is one of the most important questions, because a cryptocurrency without utility is just a number on a screen. For Pi to succeed, people need to be able to use it for real things in their daily lives. The good news is that development is happening. Pioneers around the world are building applications, online marketplaces, and services that accept Pi. Some merchants are already accepting Pi for products and services, testing the system and gathering feedback. At the conference, there will be showcases of these real-world applications. Imagine pioneers sharing stories about how they've used Pi to buy products, pay for services, or even support local businesses in their communities. These stories matter because they show that Pi isn't just theory, it's becoming practice. The article mentions that current challenges include limited app utility and the need for more merchant adoption. The conference aims to address exactly these challenges by bringing together developers, merchants, and pioneers to collaborate and share best practices. One of the exciting possibilities with Pi Network is its potential in developing countries. Traditional banking systems often exclude millions of people, but almost everyone has a mobile phone. Pi Network could provide financial access to people who've never had it before. Think about a small business owner in a rural area who can accept Pi payments without needing expensive payment processing equipment, or a freelancer who can receive payments from anywhere in the world without paying huge transfer fees. These are the real-world use cases that could make Pi valuable. The conference is encouraging pioneers to think beyond just holding coins and hoping for price increases. Instead, the focus is on building, creating, and using Pi in ways that generate actual value. Now, let's talk about something that doesn't get discussed enough: institutional confidence. For Pi Network to reach its full potential, it needs more than just an enthusiastic community. It needs institutions, businesses, and financial partners to take it seriously and get involved. Here's the challenge: institutions are cautious. They don't jump into projects without clear evidence of stability, security, and long-term viability. They need to see that a project has solid technology, a committed community, and realistic plans for growth. This is one of the strategic goals of the third GCV conference. By bringing together thousands of pioneers, showcasing real applications, and demonstrating unity and education, the conference sends a message to potential institutional partners. Pi Network is serious, organized, and ready for the next level. Doris Yin-P has mentioned that institutional stakeholders need to see a united and educated community before they'll commit to broader support. This makes sense. Would you invest in or partner with a project where the community is divided, confused, or acting irresponsibly? Probably not. The conference provides an opportunity to show institutional observers that Pi Network has matured. It's no longer just an experiment or a mobile mining novelty. It's becoming a genuine ecosystem with dedicated participants who understand the technology and are committed to building long-term value. Potential partners could include payment processors, exchange platforms, business development firms, and even traditional financial institutions looking to explore blockchain technology. Getting even a few of these partners on board could accelerate Pi Network's growth significantly. Now, I want to be completely honest with you about the challenges Pi Network faces. This is important because understanding both opportunities and obstacles helps us make informed decisions. First, let's talk about price pressure. PiCoin's market price has been under pressure recently, trading between 44 cents and 63 cents. Why? Mainly because early miners who accumulated large amounts of Pi are selling, creating downward pressure on the price. This is actually normal for new cryptocurrencies. Early participants often sell to take profits, and prices fluctuate until the market finds stability. Bitcoin went through similar phases in its early years. Second, there's the controversy around the GCV valuation. Some critics, including vocal analysts, have called the $314,159 target unrealistic and potentially misleading. They worry that such high valuations create false expectations and could harm the project's credibility. This is a fair concern. The conference organizers need to balance inspiring the community with setting realistic expectations. The focus should be on achievable milestones rather than astronomical price targets that may never materialize. Third, there's the question of exchange listings. Pi's presence on major exchanges is still limited compared to established cryptocurrencies. More listings would increase liquidity and accessibility, but exchanges have their own criteria and timelines. The Pi core team has remained relatively quiet on some of these controversies, which has led to frustration in parts of the community. Clear communication from the official team would help address concerns and align everyone's understanding. However, here's the positive perspective. Every challenge is also an opportunity for growth. The price pressure is teaching the community about market dynamics. The GCV debate is sparking important conversations about value creation. The exchange listing process is encouraging patience and proper preparation. Projects that rush through challenges often fail. Projects that acknowledge challenges and work through them methodically tend to build stronger foundations. So, what would success look like for this conference and for Pi Network moving forward? Let me break down the key indicators we should watch for. First, community unity and engagement. Success means pioneers from different countries, backgrounds, and perspectives coming together with shared commitment. If the conference can demonstrate that millions of pioneers are aligned and educated, that's a major achievement. Second, tangible ecosystem growth. We should see announcements of new applications, merchant partnerships, and use cases. Success isn't just talk, it's actual products and services launching that use Pi. Third, clear communication about the open mainnet timeline. The community deserves transparent information about what conditions need to be met and what progress is being made. Success means the conference provides clarity rather than vague promises. Fourth, institutional interest and partnerships. Even if formal partnerships aren't announced immediately, success could mean institutional observers taking notice and beginning due diligence processes. Fifth, educational impact. If pioneers leave the conference better informed about cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and responsible participation in the Pi ecosystem, that's valuable regardless of immediate price impact. The conference can't solve every challenge Pi Network faces, but it can demonstrate momentum, commitment, and progress. These intangible factors matter enormously in the cryptocurrency space, where perception and confidence drive adoption. Let's zoom out for a moment and look at the bigger picture of what Pi Network represents. We live in a world where traditional financial systems exclude billions of people. Bank accounts, credit cards, investment opportunities, these are luxuries that many people around the world don't have access to. Meanwhile, a small number of wealthy individuals and institutions control most of the world's financial resources. Cryptocurrency promised to change this. Bitcoin showed that you could have money without banks. Ethereum showed that you could have smart contracts and applications without centralized companies. But here's the problem. Most cryptocurrencies ended up being dominated by the same wealthy early adopters and institutions. Pi Network is trying something different. By making mining accessible through mobile phones, by building a community of everyday people rather than just tech experts and investors, Pi is attempting to create a truly decentralized financial system that belongs to everyone. Is it perfect? Number. Are there challenges and uncertainties? Absolutely. But the vision is compelling. Think about what it would mean if Pi succeeds. A farmer in rural India could receive payment for crops directly from a buyer in another country without losing a huge percentage to banks and transfer services. A student in Nigeria could earn Pi and use it to pay for online courses. A small business owner in Brazil could accept Pi payments without needing expensive equipment. This is the dream that keeps millions of pioneers engaged. It's not just about getting rich, it's about building a financial system that works for everyone. The third GCV conference is part of this larger journey. It's a step towards showing that the community is ready, that the vision is achievable, and that ordinary people can participate in creating the future of finance. Alright, we've covered a lot today. Let's recap the key points. The third global GCV conference represents a strategic moment for Pi Network. It's about demonstrating community readiness, building institutional confidence, and showing that Pi Network is maturing from an experiment into a serious cryptocurrency ecosystem. The global consensus value movement, while controversial to some, represents a vision of contribution-based value rather than pure speculation. Whether the specific number is realistic or not, the philosophy behind it encourages building real utility. The path to full open mainnet activation depends on both technical readiness and community maturity. Progress is being made, but success requires patience, education, and commitment from millions of pioneers worldwide. Challenges exist, including price pressure, limited utility so far, and debate about valuations. But every challenge is also an opportunity for the community to grow stronger and more resilient. The bigger picture is about creating a financial system that's accessible to everyone, not just the wealthy or technically sophisticated. If Pi Network achieves even part of this vision, it could change millions of lives. Now, here's what I want you to do. If you found this video valuable, smash that like button right now. Remember to write Pi Network to the moon in the comments along with your country name and flag. Let's see how global our community really is.